James Gunn, I know what type of man you are. Cause how in the James, where are you finding these people at? But we're not here to talk about why James Gunn casting director should get a raise. We're here to talk about the people I'm excited to see most in the DCU. The first person we're going to talk about here is kind of a no-brainer, and that's the Flash. But not Barry Allen. I'm talking about Wally West. Why? Well, I'll show you in a second. Now, I chose Wally West over Barry Allen for a multitude of reasons, and I'm going to tell you some of them. One, I had recently watched the Justice League animated series, so that's a little bit of recency bias. Kind of problems with that a lot, and I need to stop that. But yeah, Wally West, great successor. But personally, I think he should be. I don't think Wally West is more of like a successor to Flash. He's kind of like his own Flash, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. What I mean by that is like they are basically the same hero, but they do it in different ways. No, that's terrible. They do their hero work in different ways. That's exactly what I just said. But yeah. Wally West is a great Flash. You know, when you think of like successors, you think of, or like people who take up the mantle from the original superhero, you think of Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern, Dick Grayson as Robin, and or Terry McGinnis. We'll talk about him later though. Or Wally West is the Flash. I remember, reading a comic. Yes, people still read comics. I remember reading a comic. It was Wally West, right? And then all of a sudden, bam, Barry just pops in and they're surprised. I'm like, wait, what happened? So I did some research. Yeah, Barry died during the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, or the original. So, yeah. But plot twist, it really wasn't Barry. It was like completely someone different. But we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, I believe Wally West should be Flash. I'm sorry, for another reason. He's just a great Flash. You know, when you think of Flash, you're gonna think of Barry Allen because he's OG. But when you think of someone other than Barry Allen, you think of Wally West. And for a lot of reasons for that. One, he's the fastest Flash. Two, he outran the Speed Force. But we're not here to power scale. No. We don't do that here. But yeah, Wally West, you know what I'm saying? Not bad. I do not like his red hair though. I got nothing against redheads. I got a redhead boy named Cruz. Great guy. But we're not here to talk about Cruz. Yeah. I just don't like his red hair. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, I think it's the red hair clashing with the red. We're not here to talk about that. Oh yeah, one thing I like about like the separate Barry from Wally is that Barry uses gold on his uniform or his costume, while Wally uses silver. Which, you know, it's very small, but I think that's like, it's a cool touch, you know? And I like his costume. And yes, one time I did hit the Wally West while I was running one day. Why? Well, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, that's kind of it. Wait, what the
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend, and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
Second person we talk about is someone so great, so brave, so incredibly beautiful. The symbol of heroism himself and the best Green Lantern to touch this earth. And yes, I'm talking about Booster. Sorry, I kinda had to do that.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. Dead like it. If I can guarantee Henry would be okay, I'd hope you get an illness and then get hit by a car and die.
Booster Gold. I have a lot to say about you. One, you're the greatest fraud of all time, right? Two, his power set is very, how do I explain it? It's very, it doesn't make sense to me, right? It's simple, energy beams, he can time travel, he has a force field. It's very simple, but at the same time, it kind of confuses me a little bit. That might just be me, I gotta look into it more. But yeah, Booster Gold, the greatest fraud of all time, and the greatest superhero you've never heard of, right? Why does he know that title? Well, for one, he has done many heroic acts and painted it as like other heroes has done it. He is best friends with Ted Kord's Blue Beetle, which I will talk about him shortly. But yeah, speaking of Ted Kord's Blue Beetle, I think they should be introduced around the same time of each other. Because when you think of Booster Gold, you're think of Blue Beetle. And when you think of Blue Beetle, you might think of Jaime Reyes as Blue Beetle. But if Booster Gold's involved, then yeah, you're going to think of Ted Kord. And I think they should be introduced like around the same time as each other. You know what I'm saying? Because they're best friends. He tried breaking time multiple occasions. He tried to break the timeline so Ted Kord could live, but he failed. Because it's engraved. It's basically engraved into the timeline that Ted Kord has to die, which is sad, And he's just an overall good friend. I remember reading a comic issue where he went back in time to save Bruce's parents, which ended badly, of course. But yeah, it's the fact that it was just a nice gesture. He wanted to help his friend out, and that's kind of it, Booster Gold, greatest superhero you've never even heard of, the greatest fraud of all time, and a really good friend. And an incredibly sad guy, I relate to him on a very deep level, but we're not here to talk about my problems. But, right, and I like his little bot he has too, it's pretty chill, you know what I'm saying? Calm. But yeah, I think that's over done with that, and that takes us to the third person, and that is Batman. Wait, no, not this Batman, I'm talking about...
Sir, listen to me. Just roll the ball back, please. You don't have to shoot it. It's not an early 1990s McDonald's commercial in the inner city to appeal to the black demographic. It's been a rough Black History Month. I already know you wild trash. It's like 4 old niggas that walk past and get the ball by mistake and shoot it, thinking they finna impress somebody. Just let us all save ourselves the embarrassment and let me get back to my day and don't shoot the ball, please. For the love of God and all that's kind. For the love of Malcolm X, for the love of Martin the Show, for the love of Living Single, for the love of New York Undercover, the entire Thursday night Fox lineup, for the love of Keenan and Kel and Coolio. Don't do it, bro. Look, man, like every episode they done had of the show, they have never had a basketball in. First scene you get solo is a basketball in the scene with you. Come on, bro. Like, really, like, you don't ever see Batman up here trying to cross nobody up. Just put your pride to the side and don't shoot the ball. Like, there's a lot of niggas who can't play basketball, and you one of them. I mean, there's a lot more sorry-ass niggas who can't play basketball than there is good niggas. And we can just prove that right now if you just keep walking and go on with your...
Sorry, I had to do that again. The chances of seeing Terry McGinnis's Batman is very slim to absolute zero, because Terry McGinnis is the future Batman, right? And he has had comics, he had some pretty good comic runs, but in the most recent comics, they had the Batman Beyond suit. You know what I'm saying? Great suit. I love the design. It got the little jetpack, got the limitless amount of batarangs, and it has a stealth mode. But you wanna know who's in the suit? I'm not complaining about this, but it did kind of make me mad. They put Tim Drake in the suit, which is like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, but like, it's like, why? You know who wears that suit, and why do you put Tim Drake in it? I'm not complaining because I love me little Toad Drake. He's my favorite Robin. He is the best Robin for a multitude of reasons that I'm not going to explain. But yeah, the chances of seeing Terry McGinnis's Batman, it's practically zero, because how far, because there's a lot of DC history you got to go to before he's even thought of. So yeah. And if they do make a Batman Beyond movie, or do make something with Terry McGinnis in it, I believe, personally, and yeah, I know a few years ago back, they were going to make a Batman Beyond movie. No, that would have been a great idea. But they passed it up for Madam Web. And that makes me mad. But we're not going to talk about that. That's what I was saying. I think they should make it into a show. Then, if they do some time travel shenanigans, then they bring them into the movies. Or if they just do some time travel shenanigans, which they most likely will, then that's when you introduce him. But I don't think he shouldn't get his own project or get his own like Batman feature length film until like really deep into the DCU. To even assume we even get this far, because it just started with Superman. Well, actually, it started with Creature Commandos. Then there was Superman. Then Peacemaker season 2 came out, which that was a great season, by the way. You know, had some great moments in it. One thing I do not like was how short those episodes were. James Gunn, if the finale wasn't an hour long, I was gonna pull up the DCU studios, Warner Brothers Studios, and just start boxing. They was gonna call me Batman. Because in the words of a wise man, I can't be your Batman if I be Robin. I'm never saying that again. But overall, you know what I'm saying? Terry McGinnis, amazing Batman. He is the successor to Bruce Wayne for some good reasons. One, he's younger. You know what I'm saying? That means he has a little bit of humor on him. Two, even though he has that humor and he's young, that doesn't make him immature, and he knows what being Batman means. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And yeah, that's kind of all I gotta say.
What's your real name?
Slaney.
Before I go, I got some things to say. One, thank y'all for 2 years. Two, Gen V Season 2 is great. And Kate, I feel so sorry for you. Because I thought in Season 1, when she got her arm blown off, that would be the worst. But no, they abuse her over and over again. And this was worse because she almost lost her powers. And I'm sitting there and I'm really thinking to myself,
Man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Another things I have to take about is very unfortunate, and that is Chance Perdomo. You're the best part of Season 1, and your presence was missed in Season 2. The other thing is very fortunate because holy Maria, Emma, and both Jordans can get it. Yes, I said both, no pause.
Say you wanna slide here at the midnight in the trap, I don't know who the rich side. You say you wanna come through, get you shit right. She wanna try, nigga, she don't wanna rich guy. He a shooter, he don't even hold a stick right. I wanna know you had to choose, would you switch sides? I get the stick with me, y'all gotta get mine.